What's up guys, Dennis Films here with another tutorial, and today we're going over 5 music video effects that I personally use in a majority of my projects. Now they're pretty simple effects, but they do carry a lot of weight in my opinion. That's why I choose to use them. So anybody can learn these. It doesn't matter what skill level you're at. But before we get into it, let's cue that intro real quick. Okay guys, now that we're in the computer, I'm gonna show you my first effect that I really like using, which is a scale in transform. So what you're gonna do is, let me get all this out. You're gonna go to your effects panel, type in transform. It's under distort. You're gonna drag it to your first clip that you wanna use. So since I'm not using music for this, because I just don't wanna deal with any copyright issues or anything like that, I'm gonna set a marker, and that's where the beat's gonna hit, say a hi-hat or something like that. So the marker is gonna resemble the beat when it actually hits. So what I wanna do, and this is what I normally do in music videos, is we're at the beat, I go 2 keyframes back, and go to your effects panel, and then you're gonna have the keyframe. So what you wanna keyframe is position, scale, rotation, opacity, the composition shutter angle. You're gonna uncheck that. Then you're gonna go to shutter angle. Sorry about that noise. Air conditioner just popped on. So then you're gonna go to your actual beat where it hits, and then you're just gonna scale in as far as you want, as much as you want. Reposition it, recompose the shot. There we go. And then you're gonna go to your shutter angle and you're gonna max it out to 360. So after you do that, you're gonna go 2 keyframes over again, and then you're gonna reset everything back. And it's gonna be quick, but it's good for top hats. I like using, not top hats. It's good for hi-hats. I like using it back to back. Normally not just, one and then done. Back to back makes it really cool. So let's play that back. As you can see, it's really quick. And what it's doing is it's creating that shutter that your camera would create in camera if, say, you move something that quick, but of course it's artificial. So that's the reason why I like it so much, is just because of that shutter effect. It can be multiple ways you can use this. You can get so creative with this effect, but you can also go into your effects panel. If you have another beat coming up close that you want to do and you want to use that same effect, just copy it and then move to that beat that you have and then paste it, and then boom. Well, of course you're going to paste it a little bit further away, but this is just, so let's move on to the next clip. Now that was very simple. These are all going to be pretty simple but very useful. So another thing I like to do is, say that there's multiple hits back to back. My favorite thing to do is you copy this. This is, I guess you could call this a scale out, because you're gonna scale multiple times out. So let's set our beat with markers. I'm just gonna place random markers to where maybe the beat would be. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hit Alt button on your computer, click onto the clip, and then drag it up. And you're gonna do that 2 more times. So what we're doing is, I'm gonna go to the first one, just drag these 2 back. Each part of the beat will have its own section. So for the top one, the very top one will be the last hit. And for the second one will be the second hit. So let's do that, play through, can't tell no difference. What we're gonna do is, let's go to the second clip and you're gonna scale down. So that looks pretty good. And then the next clip, you're gonna do the same, but you're gonna scale even lower from the second one. So what this does, I really don't know what to call this effect. It's pretty simple, but there we go. It can be used in a lot of different ways. You can get more technical with it. You can go to your effects panel, go to feather, or type in feather. There you go, and drag edge feather on both your clips of from the original one, and you're gonna go to amount, and you're just gonna choose how much you want, so you can blend it in if that's what you want to do. There we go. And it's kind of blended in where you can't, there's not that hard line or the hard edge in the clip. So it looks a little bit cleaner just depending on what you're doing, but super simple. Anybody can do it. I use this pretty often in music videos, but like I said, anybody can use this. It doesn't matter what skill set you are in Premiere Pro. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, now for the third effect. So the third effect is what I use 99% of the time in a majority of videos, not just music videos, weddings as well, commercials, things like that. And it's very simple and takes hardly any time to do. It's speed ramping. And I'm sure a lot of you, if you kind of been shooting music videos for a while or videos in general, you've heard of this effect. So it's super simple. Let's get right into it. So we're gonna go to the end of the clip. It doesn't really, you can play with it, you know, different amount of frames you wanna go back. So let's say, let's go 4 keyframes back. You're gonna hit C on your keyboard to cut, and then you're just gonna cut at the 4th frame before the transition. You're gonna hit V to go back, then you're gonna click on the clip that you cut, and then you're gonna go to speed duration. See, this is shot at 24 frames per second, so I'm gonna go 225, just because. And then you're gonna scale it back, well not scale it, you're gonna drag it back to your original clip, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna speed, boom. So effective, I love this. And then you can do the same for your other clip. So it kind of transitions very well together, and you can do this on beat. So since this was shot, and I wanna say 120, I'm just gonna do 350. I'm not gonna go 5. You're gonna move the clip back forward and then drag the clip back to meet the other clip. So this is what it looks like. Boom. Such a clean and easy transition from one clip to the next. And then you can get, you know, crazy with it if you want. You can add an additive dissolve, a little flash. So go to your effects panel, type in additive dissolve. Sorry, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. And then we're gonna drag it. You're gonna zoom into your timeline. You're gonna take that additive dissolve. You can, you know, make it short. You make it longer. I prefer mine to be a quick flash than a dragged out cross dissolve flash. So you're just gonna hit play. Boom. That looks really good, especially for transition. And that's pretty much it. You can just go throughout your entire music video and do it. The one thing I gotta say, if you're gonna use effects, be kind of consistent. Don't overkill it in the music video, but be consistent with the same effects. But yep, that's pretty much it for speed ramping. And you can do this in so many ways. It's one of my favorite effects. So moving on to the 4th effect. The 4th effect is a scale and rotation. And if you've ever seen my music video with Devin Taylor, I did a lot of this in that music video. So what you're gonna do is very simple. You're gonna go to your effects panel, click on your clip. You're gonna keyframe position, scale, and rotation. And then you're gonna go to the end of your clip or wherever you want it to end at. So I'm gonna say right here. Yep, that looks about right. And then I'm gonna scale in, and then I'm gonna add a little rotation, but be sure to look at, you see where it's starting to take out the frame? Be sure to pay attention to that because that will show, so you don't want that. So just do it, rotate it just a little bit, about right there. Super simple, and it's played. Pretty dope. Don't have to do it in camera. Another easy effect that I use a lot. And actually in this music video, which I can't wait to release because it's one of my favorite, I did this actual effect on this shot, which is why I'm showing it to you with that clip. So the last one, okay guys, for the 5th effect, what we're gonna do is, it's a little bit difficult compared to all the other effects we're doing, but it's just as cool, and I wouldn't say it's too difficult. So for this last clip, what we're gonna do is we're immediately gonna duplicate it. So you're gonna hold Alt on your keyboard, or it might be Command on Mac, and then you're gonna click on it and drag up so you have your duplicate. And what you're gonna do with your duplicate is you're gonna drag it back a little bit more, and then you're gonna scale in. Go ahead and scale in on that. So the part of the effect, let me drag it back some more. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to your effects panel, you're gonna go to your opacity, take your pen tool out, and you don't have to be perfect on it. You're just gonna make a little rough outline. And if you don't know how to use a pen tool, you're probably just gonna have to go watch a tutorial on it. Once you get it, you get it. It's a little difficult in the beginning as far as figuring out how to work it, but I'll come out with a tutorial later on just for the pen tool, because it isn't the easiest to work with. So now that we got our outline of the artist, what we're gonna do is we're gonna keyframe. So first thing we're gonna do is mask feather, mask opacity, mask expansion. And let's see, yep, that's right. Okay, so then what we're gonna do is we're gonna max out the feather. You don't have to max it out, but with this being so infinitely dark, then we're gonna want to. So then you're gonna take your position and you wanna drag it to wherever you want. It does not really matter. That looks good. Oh, and then you're gonna go to your original clip, drag it back. There we go. So it has something to work with. And then you're gonna go into your effects panel and type in cross dissolve. And what we're gonna do with that is we're gonna put it on the original clip, not so much longer, not long. You want it kind of short. And let's see how this plays out. It's a pretty cool effect. You might have to do a little bit more to it. Let's see. And then you can we'll just turn it off. Let's see. There we go. And that's basically it. You're gonna have these dark lines, but what I use this for is I transition from one clip to the next to the next. So it acts as like two transitions in one. So what you do is you would fade this off with the cross dissolve too. And then just for show, you don't have to do this. I'm gonna duplicate the original layer again one more time just to kind of show you what it can do. I mean, I don't use this heavily, this effect, but I do use it. I enjoy using it with certain types of sounds in a beat, kind of like where you get them sound effects of ghosting, because this is what this is, kind of is ghosting. You're just cutting out your talent and then adding a duplicate layer with a lower opacity, and then just so it blends together as one. Then you could add, let's say, let me put this clip over the cross dissolve, and then I'm gonna add an additive dissolve. So go to your effects panel, type in additive dissolve, and it should pop up. And let's just see what this does. There we go. It makes it a little bit better. It's a little different. That is it for today, guys. I will see y'all on the next tutorial. I have a set schedule of releasing every Thursday, so be on the lookout. I hope to hear from y'all. Please drop a comment, subscribe, like if you enjoy this content that I keep producing. And that's it, guys. Have a great day and keep creating. Peace.